Am I the asshole for giving my son $15,000 when he turned 18 and moved out, but refused to give the same amount to my daughter? My 19-year-old daughter Vanessa called me this morning and told me that her girlfriend proposed to her and wants her to move to her apartment. Now for context, my daughter met this woman online and they never see each other besides a few quick weekend visits. Moreover, they've only dated for a little more than a year. I told her I was happy for her, but then politely expressed my reservations. But I maintained that she was an adult and that it was ultimately her decision. The problem lies when Vanessa asked me for money. You see, when her older brother moved out and went to college, I decided to give him a little $500 a month stipend so he doesn't have to worry about food. He managed to get a scholarship to cover the rest of his educational costs. So it was just the small expected parent contribution and his living expenses. That combined with the money he saved during the summers made it so he didn't have to work at all during the school year. Since I gave him $500 a month every month his university was in session, that amounted to around $16,000. I told Vanessa that I was going to do the same when she moves out and goes to school. She now says that she's moving out and that college was on the back burner for her. Her girlfriend will support them. She is 23, already graduated, and works in IT. She said that now she's not going to school. She'd rather just take a lump sum, or give her $500 a month too, and just not get anything if she goes to school. I told her I cannot stop her from moving, but that money is for supporting her education only. If when she realizes that this is a mistake and decides to go to school, or even if she decides to go to school when she's married, I'll be happy to contribute the money. But it's not just a free handout. She got really mad that I rejected her and accused me of favoring her brother. To her credit, her brother and I have a closer relationship. He's always been the studious rule follower while Vanessa was more the troublemaker. But I do love my children equally. I told her at the end of the day that it was an educational stipend. If she feels like she has the independence to move out to her fiance, then she has the independence to get a job and work for her own money. That if she ever wants to go to school at any point of her life, I will fully support it financially. Well, we argued back and forth before she angrily hung up on me and told my wife. My wife thinks that we should give her something, but I told her that my thinking is that this relationship will fail, and I rather keep the $15,000 as an emergency blanket for if and when she has to move back home. I don't want her to think I support this decision. She told me she sorta saw my point, but she's not going to help me unravel this mess with Vanessa. She's staying out of it. I, on the other hand, think she's acting like a spoiled brat. Am I the asshole for sticking to my guns on this? Not the asshole. You said you'd give it to her if she went to go study. She's not going to study. You have been consistent in your behavior in regards to giving money to your kids. Not the asshole. That stipend was meant for an education for your son, and she isn't going to school. Why does she deserve an education stipend if she isn't working on an education? Moreover, you offered the stipend if she went back to school. So you are not being unfair. Not the asshole for only wanting to give the money to help support her through college. You're the asshole for the way you talk about her relationship. You keep saying when the relationship fails, which is a pretty disrespectful way to phrase things. A year together before getting engaged is only slightly shorter than average. More importantly, we get a lot of parents on this sub asking if how they're treating their kids is fair. Frankly, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you're willfully damaging your relationship with your daughter because you're just so sure you know more about her relationship than she does. Proposing after a year to a 19-year-old with no experience living anywhere outside of home and having met each other only a few times for a couple days at a time is ridiculous to me. A year is nothing, especially for an online relationship. Are they the asshole? Comment your thoughts. Am I the asshole for refusing to unsubscribe to my brother's girlfriend's naughty video page? Throwaway BC. Some people know my main handle. My brother's girlfriend is on this app where she posts sexual videos and people pay small monthly fee to view her content. She's not a professional porn star or anything like that. It's mostly just amateur solo stuff. For context, my brother, his current girlfriend and I all went to high school together, but they weren't dating then or even good friends, and I only knew her casually from my classes. Fast forward and I hear from some mutual acquaintances that this app is how she's making her money now. I managed to find her page pretty easily and subscribed out of curiosity. I stuck around because it's pretty good content for the price. I should note that she has like 3k subscribers and I don't use my real name on there, obviously, so I don't think she knows I was one of her subs. Okay, so fast forward some more. Somehow she and my brother reconnected on Instagram or something and eventually they started dating. It's been a few months now since they've been seeing each other, but I didn't realize it was serious at all. Anyway, last night I stupidly got a little drunk and decided to call my brother and come clean to my brother about the fact that I subscribed to the girl. He already knew what she does and doesn't care, so my drunken self kind of thought he would laugh the whole thing off. But that did not happen. Apparently he is really committed to her and they've even talked about moving in together at some point. He asked me to unsubscribe to her page. I was like, yeah, okay. But he didn't believe I really would, so he said he wanted to come to my apartment and literally watch me unsubscribe. That's when I told him no and he flipped out. I said he should just tell his girl to block me if it's that serious. But he says he's too embarrassed to even tell her that I've watched and asked me not to say anything either. Needless to say, we didn't end the convo on a great note. Knowing my brother, he will get over this. But is it that wrong to subscribe to content that's available to the public anyway? I wouldn't have subscribed if they had been a couple at the time, but I was already a member before they even reconnected. I also already paid for this month, so pretty sure I will have access until at least July even if I unsub. Edit. Not that it probably makes much difference. But I want to clarify that I don't only subscribe to her. You're the asshole. There's a near infinite amount of porn available on the internet. There's no reason to remain subscribed to this girl, especially if your brother has asked that you stop. You're the asshole. It's just like kinda weird that you're okay watching your brother's GF do sexual things, even if you started watching before they got together. You're the asshole. You claim that the reason you still use it is because it's good content for the price. You could find a million other porn actresses with similar offers, I'm sure. So you don't want good porn, you want her porn. Would you watch your sister's porn? Probably not. So you shouldn't watch your potential future sister-in-law's porn either. It's weird. Not the asshole. Female here. And apparently with an unpopular opinion. If she didn't want the world to know, she shouldn't be doing it. Would your brother ask you to not go see her if she was a waitress somewhere? Sex work is real work. Either don't be ashamed or don't do it, in my opinion. Are they the asshole? Comment your thoughts. Just as a little background, I grew up in a very strict Christian family where I wasn't allowed to cut my hair, ever, because hair is a woman's crown. It was down to my knees by the time I escaped at 18. Ever since then I've either had a pixie, a buzz cut, or have been totally bald, because I cannot stand the heavy feeling of long hair or all the brushing, washing, detangling after dealing with it for so many years. So that's a big reason I'm so stubborn about this issue. Also, all of my friends involved in this story have always known me as the girl with no hair. Right now I'm bald because I always shave my head completely for the summer. One of my good friends is getting married in August and she chose me to be one of her bridesmaids. Everything had been cool, she's always been the sweetest person and she showed no signs of going Bridezilla before this, until she called me up about 3 weeks ago and asked me if I could do her a favor and wear a wig to her wedding. She explained that she wanted all of her bridesmaids to match and that she wanted us all to look good in the pictures. I told her I really didn't want to get a wig, and we've been on bad terms ever since. All of our friends are on her side because it's just a wig and it's not like she's asking you to grow out your hair for the wedding. So she's not the one being unreasonable, and I know I can be very stubborn sometimes. Which I guess is the reason I'm posting here. The thing is, I don't know how many of you will be aware of this, but a wig that will actually look good realistic is expensive. I've already paid for a bridesmaid's dress, new shoes, and plane tickets, as well as a small deposit for the person who's going to do our makeup. This wedding has already cost me a fortune. I could afford a wig if I wanted to, but do I really want to spend the money on something I'll never wear again when I've already spent a ton? Not really. Also, this is going to be on a plantation in Louisiana in August. I'm already going to be hot and uncomfortable, and a wig will make things 1,000 times worse. My biggest reason, and this is why my friends are saying I'm the asshole, is the principle of the thing. I feel like it implies I look bad because I don't have hair, which I personally don't think is true. Is being bald so hideous I'll ruin her pictures? Is she going to make her balding father wear a toupee? And I think the I want us to match thing is stupid. We're already wearing matching dresses. Why isn't that enough? I know it's her day and we're supposed to make her happy, but isn't there a line? I've offered to wear a cute headscarf as a compromise if my bald head is that offensive, but she's not having it. I'm still in the bridal party and invited, but I don't know for how much longer. Honestly, am I the asshole for not wanting to wear a wig? Edit. Just to add 2 things. 1. She's not willing to pay or reimburse me for the wig, in part or in full. 2. Along with the headscarf, I'd also be willing to grow my hair out into a pixie cut. The wedding is at the beginning of August, so it'd still be really short though. Not the asshole. If she had a problem with your appearance, then why the hell did she make you her bridesmaid? You're a friend? Well, friends don't try and change their friends to satisfy their vanity issues. Not the asshole. The bride wanting you to wear a wig to look good in photos is ridiculous and just insulting. Describing her as Bridezilla sounds about right. The thing is, she hasn't been a Bridezilla at all before this, and I didn't even think she would have been capable of it, considering her personality. Asking something like this of me is very unlike her. Are they the asshole? Comment your thoughts.